So hopefully you all are doing well today. Yesterday we had started in on this mole map. Now the mole map is all about helping you with a thought process of how you can do mole conversions properly. So this is all to help you, and I'm spending a lot of time in class with it, so hopefully it helps you. Now yesterday we went from mass to moles, and you all are different in 8th period. I was shocked, 8th period, women actually made a choice. I about fell over. I couldn't believe it. I told my wife about that, and she just gave me the look. Men, if you ain't learned what the look is yet, don't worry. I don't know what happens, but it's somewhere in a woman's DNA they get the look. And you know, you're communicating on a level that nobody will ever communicate. She gives you the look, you know you're in trouble. You know messed up. So we talked about going from moles to atoms, molecules, formula units, and particles as well. Today, to finish off the mole map, we have one little section left.
Y'all got to see her out too for being late, so even it out.
Hey!
Hello.
I'm happy to see you. So there's a lot we're going to use here. Now the key is going between the sections. You got to know where you're going and where you're going from. So to help you with this, I have a box. This is my box. This box serves two purposes. The first and primary and the most important one is it sits over in the corner and keeps my backpack off the ground, which it's not doing this morning because of the second. This box is very special. It has a very special number. If you've not picked up anything, there's some numbers you're going to have to memorize and know from this section. So let me introduce you to your number. I know, right? Wow. Yeah. The box will be here the rest of the year. Just over in the corner, keeping my backpack up. This number, 22.4 liters, is crucially important. I'm so excited and so pumped because today Mr. Hall gets to go into the tricks of all tricks. Somebody give me a unit for volume. I'm dying. Thank you, milliliters. Minnow.
Liters.
Liters?
Hectoliters.
Wow.
Oh, that's a big one.
Picoliters.
That's extra large.
Picoliters.
Hey, I got one. I'll give you a hint.
Centimeters cubed.
Woo! Look at you!
He looked at his notes, I watched him.
Centimeters cubed. Almost spilled my coffee. Centimeter cube is a beautiful, beautiful trick for me. Do you remember how Mr. Hall told you, I'm not going to sail out and show you you got to do your metric conversions now? You got to figure out do it yourself. You got a catch, you need one? Centimeters cubed is perfect. What does centimeters cubed equal to?
1 milliliter.
1 milliliter.
Milliliters. Now, this is why I love this trick so much. Because it's a trick in a trick. Somebody help me for a minute. What's the number?
22.4.
What's the units?
Liters.
What you think your units gotta be for the volume?
Liters.
Look at y'all. I'm so proud. Y'all figuring this out. We'll go liters. Now,
I'm so scared.
let's review. What's centimeters cubed?
1
1
milliliter.
milliliter.
So whenever you get it, and you're like, boom, Mr. Hall, I got your trick. Did you get the trick in the trick?
No.
Because you went from centimeters cubed to milliliters. Bravo. What's your units got to be?
Liters.
So if you leave it in milliliters, are you right?
No.
No! You've got to catch the trick in the trick. I'm literally selling this to you right now.
So volume will always be liters.
Here, in this case, yes.
Oh, okay.
Make your mole conversions.
Okay.
The reason it has to be in liters, what is the box?
Liters.
Liters. There's 22.4 liters in here of gas. Don't open the box to find out what gas does.
I'm convinced it's some other now.
Now, yet again, it's a map, right? It's the map. This is the map to your key to success. If you can get the map, you can do the mole conversion. Yes?
See?
Where are we starting?
The mass.
Volume.
That's
We'll
what,
start a volume. I don't care.
that's what you had to
But you had to choose between mole and volume, dog.
And you said,
I didn't get multiple choice though.
I didn't give Owen multiple choice.
it's deductive reasoning.
He cheated.
He looked at his notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
All right, so we'll start at volume. So I'm here at volume. Where am I going to go?
Mo.
Good job, dog.
That's crazy.
Now, what do you need if you're going to do a conversion? A conversion factor, which is a fraction. Fraction bar. What goes on top? Where I'm going. Where me going?
1 mole.
Look at you. You learn more conversions before you know it. Where I going from? What's on bottom?
Meter.
Liters. Which number you think we're going to put there?
22.4.
Look at y'all. I'm so proud. Like y'all don't even need me today. Y'all just roll it. Now here's the key. You got to remember the number with this. 22.4 liters per mole. Save a little space. We're going to write some other stuff too. Little bit of space. Not bunch. Now, if I can drive from volume to moles, can I drive from moles to volume?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
How do you get the reference?
Now, I got a question. What's your conversion factor going to look like? Come on, you're seeing a pattern. Follow the pattern.
It gonna flip it.
It going to flip it where what's on top?
The 22.4 liters.
Look at that, 22.4 liters. Let's take a pause. We want to bring you this short, brief announcement from Kev Labs. Kev Labs would like to remind you how important your units are and how you need to use them to make sure they're on everything. Some of you did not use units on your last quiz. Some of you will be upset with yourself that you do math well, but no Dewey units well. Thank you. This has been an announcement from Kev Labs. Now back. What goes on the bottom?
1 mole.
Yeah, it does.
I read the other classes, that's crazy.
Woo! You know what's so good about this? You know how Mr. Hall likes his tricks?
7 in the morning.
I got another trick.
Oh, no. I need some of these coffee
Ah.
makers in the pump cycle.
There's a key to this. Now, volume is the only one this applies for. Which one does this only apply for?
Volume.
Very nice, very well, very good. Only for volume. I'm running out of room. Yeah, perfectly straight. Wonderful. Didn't even need a ruler. Just kidding. Only for volume. Must be at STP. Now I know what you all are thinking. For the love of humanity, Mr. Hall, what is STP?
Sodium triphosphate.
I appreciate the effort, but no, not even close. Standard, temperature, and pressure. Room temperature, room pressure. You know how Mr. Hall's got all these tricks? You know how this class, I don't know why, but people's got this rumor going around that it's hard. I don't think it's hard. You think it's hard? You're in timeout. No longer, you're no longer allowed to talk the rest of the class. I'm just kidding. Mr. Hall can give you some grades. He's going to help you. Listen to me, okay? How do you know if it's at STP?
You tell us.
I will tell you at STP. If, wait a second.
Uh-oh.
So this is on the camera. If I give you units for temperature and pressure, I wonder if this is so zoomed in it just gets my eyeball. I'll be watching this video later. It's not at STP. So if I give you a unit for temperature, perfect example is something like Kelvin. Why Kelvin?
Because that's the SI unit for temperature.
Man, look at that. It's like you learned something in this class and it didn't leave.
That's crazy.
Woo! Wow! Get crazy up in here. So, if I give you a unit for temperature or a unit for pressure, can you do the calculation?
No.
No! If I say add STP, can you?
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody all together?
Yeah.
Thank you!
I tried.
There.
Participation, guys.
Good thing nobody said anything.
Now,
I'm sure there is people.
question. How you doing?
Good, are you?
Any questions?
Very many questions.
Can we start with one?
Very many know how to ask. Continue.
Do you understand? I have a question for you. What is this?
Avocado's number.
Not so.
22.0
Not so.
or 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd.
Yeah.
No, it's not so. You did too, so I don't want to hear it.
You cheated.
6.022 times 10 to the 23rd, and it can be atoms, molecules, formula, units, particles. Question to you. You gotta worry about all of that? That's a lot in one little box. You gotta worry about why?
Because you will give it to us.
I use it to you or I ask you for it. Don't worry about it. Capiche?
Capiche.
Capiche.
What?
Question. If you're at moles, what's your unit?
1 mole.
The unit is mole.
Oh, that's right. I knew
If
that.
you're at volume, what's the unit?
Liters.
Do I have to start you in liters?
No.
Man, I'm cruel.
See.
Mass. What's the unit for mass?
Grams.
Gram. Look at you. You are smart though. Very smart. Do I have to start you with grams?
No.
Man, look at y'all. I'll tell you what, you're going to kill this quiz. It's going to be so funny. Yeah!
22.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Take a pause while I erase the board. You all keep your MOMAP handy. My MOMAP is in my head. That's scary, right?
Not really.
That's a lot.
Imagine John
I
Bolton.
don't know how these questions will be asked, and that's what makes me nervous.
You know what? It makes me nervous because I'm getting ready to come up with one out of thin air, out of nowhere.
Oh,
Oh, that guy.
This always works out to be entertaining.
Was I in work?
Sodium.
Yeah.
All right. I understand you guys can be a little worried about how some of these things will be asked of you. So give me a moment and let's come up with a problem. Now, remember what Mr. Hall likes to do. I show you the belly of the beast. I'm going to show you the most, well, one of the most ugly problems I can give you. Then after that, your little baby, we come with the milk in the bottle, okay? We feed you up, and by the end of the week, you're eating steak saying, I'm going to destroy your quiz. Here we go. How many?
Georgia, come to the office, please.
I didn't even like do anything besides just put 2 words on the board. You know, even
That's all I'll tell you.
I'm scared of English too, but not that scared. How many? Let's do molecules. Are in 28.6 times 10 to the 4th power. I gotta go ugly. I apologize. Megagram of. Now here's where life gets interesting. I gotta make it ugly.
Write my name up there. That don't sound like
Let's do some sodium sulfate. Make sure I'm clear here. Don't freak out. Does anybody in here have any idea that that was sodium sulfate?
No.
If so, bravo to you. That's impressive. You've been cheating and going ahead and watching other videos on the Get Labs YouTube. No doing, it confuse you. Don't do that. To help you, I would give you helpful information like sodium, sulfur, and oxygen. I would be like, hey, yo, Z is equal to 11. Z is 16. Z is 8. Yes. Now, I know what you all are thinking. What is Z? I don't remember Z. That's okay. Z is atomic number, which is the number of protons, which is also the position on the periodic table. So I give this to you so you can find it, because you're going to need it. Okay? So, everybody, periodic table in hand. Here we go. Do me a favor. If I get a little too crazy and a little too fast and a little too quick, you all do me a favor. You yell at me and say, Mr. Hall, please, for the love of all humanity, slow down. This is what you've got to find. Where are you starting? I love to do this to help you. I give you the problem, find where you're starting. You know where you're starting? Look at the number. You see the number? Look at the units that is with the number. You see these units? What is that a unit for?
Grams. Megagram.
Mass. The units are megagrams. Now, find where you're stopping. Where does Mr. Hall want you to end at? How many molecules? That's my stopping point. So, molecules. Now here's the fun part. Here's a question. Can I just magically drive from mass to molecules?
I hope.
You're shaking your head no. That's a good thing. Because we can't. What do we have to go to first? It's in the name. Mole. You're going to find out. We call these mole conversions because it doesn't matter whether you're starting with them or not, you will have moles somewhere in this calculation. You will either start with it or you'll go through it.
So no matter what, wherever we start, we always do moles first.
You will always go through moles. If I start you at moles, then you've started at it. If not, you're going to it or you're going through it. So we have to pick a long group. That's okay. To go to moles, then we can go to molecules. Now, let's do the problem. So, do you guys remember when we did metric conversions, I showed you method 1, which took a really long time. And I told you, with all the other conversions, you will have to use method 1. You have no choice, you have no option. You must use method 1, right? I know you don't remember that, just say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. You have to use this here. There is no trick. So, let's write our number down and where we're starting. 28.6 times 10 to the 4th power megagrams. Any problems? First thing you need to do is you need to notice something. I'm starting at mass, but the mass has to be in grams for me to be able to go to moles. Am I in grams?
No.
This is what I'm saying. I'm no longer going to spell it out for you. You have to notice you have to do a metric conversion. So now you do the metric conversion. You need this in grams. Don't be scared to set it up how I set it up. That's totally fine. So let's do the metric conversion. Hey, did I mention that once you learn something in this room, it doesn't leave? Is why, once you learn it, don't forget it all is fair game? If I hadn't, I just mentioned it. So let's write the number down, 28.6 times 10 to something or nothing. Now, let's do the rules. We're starting here at mega. Mega has the exponent of 10 to the 6, so it's 6. Find the difference, minus grams, which is the base unit, so 6 minus 0, which will equal 6. Now, there's no square or anything on my unit, so I don't multiply by anything, but now we will have to add the exponent we originally start with, which is 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10. The exponent with this is 10. So it's 28.6 times 10 to the 10th grams.
Okay, real quick. So on our mask, it will always be grams if you don't give it to us. Or it's always going to be grams to begin with.
Need for the following students to come to the office, please. Trey Cobb, Ethan Farrell, Araya Graham,
If you work backwards to it, you're going to end in grams.
Chase Osborne,
I'll show you
Ryan
why in a
Smith,
second.
Kaylin Spence, Madison Trent,
Okay.
Colton Reese West, come to the office.
Write your new one down. And this is something I like to do. I actually like to write all that stuff with that. I gotta be honest, this is the biggest piece of junk blue marker ever. Brand new and already died. Set it down, write it over 1. Put it in parentheses. Set your conversion factor next to it. This is what I'm saying. We have to have a plan. I'm at mass. Where am I going? I'm going to moles. What goes on top of my conversion factor? 1 mole. What goes on the bottom?
The 28.6 times 10 to the 10th grams.
That's what you start with. The unit gram's going to go on the bottom. But here's the thing. You remember me telling you about molecular mass? Remember, I'm showing you the belly of the beast here. Adding a lot on you. Right here in this blank is where that molecular mass is going to go. You have to find the molecular mass of sodium sulfate. So, in order to do this, you're going to utilize your periodic table. This is how I like to do this. I highly recommend doing it this way because it just works out nicely. Write down every element you have. So I have. I'll do it in green because this is going to get messy pretty soon. So, molecular mass. I have sodium. I have sulfur. I have oxygen. Next to them write down how many of them you have. Now, I know you guys may have not interpreted what a chemical formula is yet. You see the Na, that's sodium. You see the 2 next to it? It tells you there's 2 sodiums. So 2. What's next to the sulfur? Nothing. What's that mean? 1. It's just like in math. Oxygen. What's next to the oxygen? So that means there's 4. So for every molecule, I have 2 sodiums, 1 sulfur, 4 oxygen. This is where we get to find out the molecular mass. Remember, this is all built off of 1 mole. So, look at sodium, take the average atomic mass of sodium. So it's 2 times 22.99, right?
Where'd you
Nobody's
find
doing
it?
it. On the
Oh,
periodic table.
I'll look for it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure just do it.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so grams per mole. Sulfur, 1 times 32.07. So 1 times 32.07 grams per mole. Then oxygen is 4 times, this one's got 16.00 grams per mole. I'm so unprepared today. I have to keep grabbing things. I apologize. Now, let's do this calculation in the calculator. Now, I'm going to look at you and tell you, you're going to add these 3 numbers together. So it'll make it a little shorter for you if you just throw it all in together at once. So I'll do something like parentheses 2 times and 2.99 plus 1 times 32.07. For everyone's wanting to say, you could just have 32.07. I know that. I just did it for you. 4 times 16.00. And I get a molecular mass total of 142.05 grams per mole. So everybody should get 142.05 grams per mole. Do you have a question?
should I still have time to drop out?
No, that's all of it.
Miss Browning told me to ask you about this. This is for a computer or something. She needed like onto the internet. Like, she just said it for you.
Let's see that. Whoa. This one is above my pay grade.
She
All
said
right.
it's fine if not. She
All right, I'm
just-
so sorry.
Okay.
Question to you. Do you have a question? Now, this is the first time us doing a molecular mass calculation. It's literally that simple. Write the elements down, write however many there is, multiply it by the average atomic mass off the periodic table. Add them all together. Doesn't matter if there's 2, 3, or 15. Does not matter. Everybody got it? Okay, this number, where's this go?
Under mole.
Right here, right under the mole. Right with this number. So 142.05. Now, life gets simple. This is why I tell you your units matter and your units will help you. Take a look. I got grams on top, grams on the bottom. What happens to grams? They cancel out. I'm left with mole, which is good because that's where I'm trying to get so that I can get to my ultimate destination, which is molecules. So now we got to set up a conversion factor for molecules. You're going to like this one. This one's simple. What am I trying to get to?
Molecule.
So molecules go on top. Sodium sulfate. What goes on the bottom?
Mole.
One mole.
Oh, wow. I need that.
Why? Because that's where you're going from. We got to cancel the mole out. What number goes up here with molecules?
Oh, avocado's number.
Avogadro's number. 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd power molecules of sodium sulfate. So now moles cancel. Where am I ending? What units are left? Molecules. Guess what that means? You now punch in calculator.
What do we punch in?
I want to make sure you guys did this right.
Please.
I guess.
You guys are going to like this one.
You said that about all this stuff.
I know, right? You like it all.
I love it.
That's what I tell myself at
I
night.
love this. It's confusing, but I love it.
All the way over.
Okay.
Just for Dalton's sanity, please assure him that this is not what we're supposed to know by tomorrow.
You are not supposed to know this about tomorrow.
You sure? All-Star game. I don't believe that.
He's using your own words against you. Reverse psychology.
Welcome to AP Biology.
Okay, so I want to show you on here what this is supposed to look like, because I know everybody in here is not listening to me, and you're going to punch in scientific notation how you like to punch scientific notation in, and you are wrong.
That is correct.
Got this E.
So, parentheses, 28.6. Remember, second, right above the 7, you should get a capital E. That takes place of the times 10. So now when I type in the number 10, that calculator's reading that as 28.6 times 10 to the 10th power. Now, look next. Where's my number? Numerator or denominator?
Numerator. Oh, denominator.
Denominator. So do we multiply or divide? Divide. Divide 142. Oh man, hold on. I should put in parentheses. Here we go. 142.05 in parentheses. Look at my next number. Numerator or denominator? Numerator, so do we multiply or divide? So times 6.022 to the 23rd power. You should get.
Oh, so we don't multiply the 28.6.
No, you divide that.
God.
1.212 times 10 to the 33rd power. And here's the thing, a lot of you guys did not put units on that. I had a heart. I did not mark you 100% wrong. That is coming. What's the units? Molecules. I'll be honest, I'll give you credit for that. But I like molecules of sodium sulfate.
So is that how many moles is in it? Or is that our answer?
That's how many molecules are in it. That's what I'm saying. What's a mole used for? In 28.6 times 10 to the 10th grams of sodium sulfate, there is 1.2125 times 10 to the 33rd molecules. That's how many molecules are in that sample. What are your questions?
Where did the 33 come from?
That came from the calculator.
Okay.
You see my 33 up there?
Yeah. I was trying to put it all in the calculator where you were right.
So you're pretty,
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up.
so you're pretty much combining your
Playing hard to catch
efforts
up right
on both of the tests.
Yes, but don't
But no.
just try that. Actually punch in the calculator do the work for you. Because if you try to do it yourself, you're gonna regret it.
Okay, so you just keep the, like, this sodium thing, like, you keep that whole thing, like, throughout it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that doesn't change?
We get a practice sheet on this for the quiz.
You will get a practice sheet on this. Questions, guys?
Does help.
I'm still trying to catch up.
You're okay. Listen, I don't expect you to know this by tomorrow morning. When you come in here tomorrow morning, I'm not giving you a problem like this to work. We're going to work you up to this. We're going to start very simplistic and work up. Now listen, I did this problem in here with you guys, and I went from mass to molecules, and it's a pretty complex problem. Is it the hardest problem? Probably not. Probably the hardest is going from volume when I give you cubic centimeters. Why?
Because
You gotta go from
Three
centimeters
of
to
them.
milliliters and liters.
You have to go from centimeters squared, centimeters cubed to milliliters. Then you have to look and say, whoa, I'm milliliters. I have to do metric conversion. You have to do two things before you even get started with the problem.
cry and
Okay?
blank.
Don't freak out.
It is a stupid.
We're going to work through these. Sure. Yeah. If you have a question, you need to come see me. Don't wait around. All right?